Right, I've been away for a while, but now I'm back to finish off the rest of Chapter 2. Yeah, I can safely move Beowulf ahead of Lachesis now, because pretty sure love growths have stopped by now. Which is kind of annoying, considering who joins next, but yeah. Just like Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn, non-mounted magic users have incredibly slow movement for some reason, which can get quite annoying, especially with Ede. Now over the next few turns, I'm going to be putting most of my characters into position to attack the incoming knights without putting them in range of the McKilly soldiers, which will trigger all of them to move at once, which can be a pain as we're not really ready for that yet. Ah yes, my RNG blessed Alec and massively RNG screwed Noish. I'm not going to be using either of them that much from here on, but as I've said before a few times, Noish can become pretty decent later on. He does sort of need the pursuit ring though. He's an ideal candidate for it. Well, I mean, really, the only other main candidate for it, Levin, doesn't really need it anyway, since he's pretty overkill as it is. There's one more person who could make use of it in the first generation, but she joins a bit later and is a serious pain to level up. Oh no, the last NPC is near us. Now he's going to go charging straight. Yes, he's going to go charging straight into them this turn, because I'm sure he's in range. Yeah, of course, make sure to equip the Hero Lance on Finn, so that he uses it in counterattacks. It's pretty important. Unfortunately, Levin has to stay back at the castle until Fury comes, so he's going to miss out on quite a bit of experience. At least we've got quite a few mounted characters by now. Actually, regarding those roads there, I recently looked up on Serene's Forest, and apparently roads actually have a movement cost of less than 0, which I think means that if you move basically solely on a road, you actually might be able to move a few squares further than you normally would. So they're not so atrociously bad after all. Still, I prefer to avoid them in combat, because that minus 10% evasion really gets annoying. Of course, enemies like to target Finn as well for some reason. Not a very wise choice, now that he has this weapon. Yeah, I kind of wanted to keep this guy alive until the end of the chapter. Didn't really happen. Ah, there we go. Yeah, Finn can do a potential 4 attacks with that Hero's Lance, because he has Pursuit. Mainly only against other Lance users, though, because their weapons weigh them down a lot. Don't expect him to double attack against sword users. Well, in the case of the Hero's Lance, that's a quadruple attack, but anyway. Yeah, the NPCs do start to take a lot of damage quite quickly. In fact, I don't even know why he's doing this. Lachesis is all the way down the... Maybe that's why. Because Lachesis is so far away, his AI reverts to die pain. Like most NPCs in this game, actually, but that's another story. Yeah, got the castle guarded just in case they manage to get through. Now, I don't think Finn needs healing. I'm hoping to get him into prayer range. Now, gotta be careful with Beowulf here, though, because those lances might hurt. Again, bring Quan in. Quan's one of your best tanks at this point. And that Silver Lance is incredibly powerful, combined with Quan's own incredibly high strength stat. Another great thing about Brave/Hero weapons is that they give you a chance to finish off enemies before you take damage yourself. Actually, Finn's not really going to benefit from that barrier ring very much, but really, then again, there isn't much people who benefit from the barrier ring at all, really. I mean, +5 resistance is, well, I guess it could turn a couple of magic users into complete magical tanks, but physical users, well, they're already absolutely crappy resistance, kind of cancels that out. Now, Sylvia, an important thing regarding Sylvia at this point. At this point in the chapter, you might notice that Alec can talk to Sylvia. Don't do this. This is probably the only conversation in the whole game I would advise against doing at all costs. It gives them 100 love points, and as I've said before, pairing Sylvia with anyone who isn't Claude is a terrible choice. If you do it, just, for, to see it, make sure you keep them as far away from each other as possible, or preferably kill one of them. Yeah, you'll most likely have to kill off Alec if you do that conversation. I've known of a certain member of the Serenes Forest forums who had Sylvia accidentally paired with Alec when she wanted to pair her with Claude. Trust me, you don't want that. Just like you don't want to be attacking Finn when he has that lance. 11 HP. Hopefully another hit will take him into prayer range. Just gotta be careful. I think I took too big a risk here. 7 HP. That is prayer activation range, but it only gives him about a 30% evasion boost, which might be enough. Of course, stupid Ava's taking a lot of their attacks, which is good. Right, now here was when I started to panic quite a lot. If that had hit, he probably would have died. Well, actually not technically died, because Finn doesn't actually die when he runs out of HP. And for some reason, the second captain decides to suicide himself against Midale, instead of potentially kill Finn, which is good. Again, well, why did I say that? If Finn doesn't die when he runs out of HP, he just retreats. Like several characters in other games who are important for plot points like Marcus and Oswin.